Just have a look. Hi guys. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, Jagan.
Good evening, guys. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Yes, you are audible.
Awesome. Very good. So all of you, I guess, can connect to.
Yes.
Good evening.
Good evening, Jagannath sir.
Good to see all of you. Please mute yourself if you're not talking. If you're talking, yes, great. But I think now everybody can unmute yourself. You can say yes. You're able to hear me.
Of course. Yes.
Nice. Thanks to all of you. I'm very happy that Saturday is the time when all of us here. Now every day is a weekend, so doesn't matter. All right. So guys, good evening everybody. This is Jagan here, and I am host for today's talk show. Just to give a background, before I give the background, I'll do one thing. I'll be making Uma as a co-host, and Sunetra also co-host, because there are a lot of people might be joining, and for me alone it will be difficult to manage. So anybody in a waiting room, please allow them. All right, guys, good to see all of you. I know many of you are new, first time, and this is Jagan, belong to Odisha, and I'm the host for the talk show. Just to give a background on myself, I have been working in IT for 15 years now. I work as a project manager. So I did my MTech from IIT Kharagpur, and after that I've been last 14, 15 years in Bangalore itself. I stay in HSR layout if you're familiar with Bangalore. And I know many of you are from different cities, different states, different countries as well. So all of you are from, how many are not from Bangalore? Can you raise your hand? Not from Bangalore. Okay, raise your hand in the sense not raising hand like this one. With Zoom also there's option to raise the hand. Okay, Somi Prakash Ratha has raised the hand. Some Sandhya Rani Patra has raised. Nissan Kanungo. Nissan Kanungo also not from Bangalore. Oh, I never knew that. I never asked him. Manmat Salavala Naik. Okay, I think some of you are not from Bangalore. Great.
Yeah, Manmat is my friend. I just asked him to.
Manmat is doesn't have okay. I think a lot of new faces. I mean new names I can say, not faces. Yes. So we'll introduce the new people at the end of the time session. Before that, let me welcome all of you today. Today, a very interesting topic. Before that, let me talk a little bit about what we do and why we do. So I represent Awakening Mind. I'm the host for this, talk show. And Awakening Mind is basically a non-for-profit learning and development program. Okay. So what we do here is we do a lot of talk shows, a lot of public speaking workshops, a lot of communication skill workshop, and many things. In fact, if you're part of our group, you get to know there are many activities happening which is towards internal growth. So today we are going to talk on a very interesting topic. So I'll tell you the agenda for the discussion. The topic for the talk show is I'll ask you, how many know that? What is the topic? Anybody want to unmute and talk? What is the topic for the talk show today?
Yeah. Niranjan,
yes. Yeah.
Yeah, the topic is about the reasons, 5 reasons why an educated person may not create an evidence wealth or cannot create a legacy.
Correct. So 5 reasons why educated people cannot create abundance and wealth. I know quite difficult to digest because all of you study for what? Creating wealth, right? But this is something interesting. This is something we're going to discuss. And what we'll do is the agenda is that we'll talk about all these 5 reasons. What are those 5 reasons? We'll do a little deep dive into that. We'll do a little bit brainstorming. And I want all of you to contribute. It's not that only me or Niranjan or Sunitra will contribute. Everybody has the equal right to contribute here. You will talk. I'll tell you what you need to talk as well. It's not that you are talking. You don't know what to talk, or maybe you have to think something. See, when I say 5 reasons, we know 5 reasons. It's something open book now. And we know 5 reasons. We'll talk about, let's say fear, let's say cynicism. Let's talk about laziness. Each of these points, can you tell me, to start any wealth, creating any wealth or abundance, what is the fear you have? Or what is the cynicism which you are passing through? Or maybe if I talk to you, what is the laziness you have to build some business? Okay, let's be frank about it. I can talk about my reasons also. So unless you talk about it, you will not find a solution. And we'll talk about all these things. We'll talk about problems. We'll talk about solution as well. Solution we'll talk at the end of the session. So we'll not, let's say fear, we'll talk about fear, we'll not talk about solution immediately. Very important, right? So at the end of it, we'll talk about the solution. And after the solution is done, what we'll do is we'll talk about what is happening tomorrow. Tomorrow there's also a big function section is happening. So we'll discuss more about that. So let's talk about this. So I guess, by the way, a lot of new people today. So new people, you have to wait till the end of the session. We'll go for 1 hour. It is a 1 hour session. So at the end of 1 hour, I'll also introduce new people for the first time to the session, or maybe second time, or maybe third time, or maybe you never introduce yourself. So you guys will have the opportunity to discuss, talk about yourself, represent yourself, in fact, and we'll have a good time, by the way. Okay. So I hope all of you are playing safe, having a good life, and lockdown is, I hope it's treating you well. Enjoying more time with the family. Yes.
Yes.
Lockdown 3.0.
Yes.
Great,
Yes.
guys. So let's get started with the talk. So before we start, what do? We give a round of applause to ourselves because we are here, we are safe, our family is safe, and doing good for the society. So I expect everybody to unmute yourself and give a round of applause to yourself. Great, guys. Great time with the family. Yes. Yes. Some class for the family also did. That's great. So this is very good, guys. I know there's something to bring the kind of excitement in yourself. I'm glad we're doing the right thing. Great. So let's talk about the reasons why people do not create wealth, right? Educated people. So let's talk about one of the reasons, fear. Okay. So there are 5 reasons, by the way. How many know the reasons? One is fear, second is cynicism, laziness, bad habits, and arrogance. So we'll talk about one after the other. But before that, let me understand what is wealth. Let me understand what is abundance. Because unless you know where you're going, you will not know what are the blockers on the way, right? So how many understand what is abundance, what is wealth? Anybody can volunteer? This is open forum, by the way. Everybody can talk. We don't stop anybody from contributing because this is kind of a group discussion. Sorry, who is there?
Pragya.
Yes, Pragya.
Wealth means most people think that wealth means money, but wealth means actually money, good health, good relationship. Means if you will count everything, then that is called if we will count everything in abundance, then that will we call the whole thing we can call wealth.
Mm-hmm. So you mean to say it's not money, but this is also other factors.
Yes.
Okay, like can you define a little bit more?
If most people think that if they have money, but most people, but if they don't have a good relationship in their family, with their relative, with their friend circle, then that is not wealth. Means the person will not be happy with only money. So so we have to consider money, we have to consider relationship, we have to consider good health, because if we have money and we have good relationship and we don't have good health, then we will not enjoy in future. We will not enjoy those money in our future. So that's why we need all these things. We will consider all these things for wealth.
Great. I mean, great talk by Pragya. Money is not the only thing. In fact, there are many factors in relationship and various other things also come into discussion while we talk about wealth. Anybody else want to contribute? What is wealth?
Yes,
What is
yes,
Yeah.
myself, Swadhin.
Yeah.
I wanted to.
Who?
Swadhin.
Sorry. Follow.
Yeah. So wealth, for in my exactly wealth means it's not only money. It can be like desire to do whatever you wanted to do in your life with
Correct.
happiness.
Correct.
And
Correct.
money also, and good health, but it's the happiness what we are getting in life. Whatever you're doing, whatever we wanted to achieve, let's say I have something which will make me happy. If I'm able to do that, I can say that is a good wealth for me.
Correct. So money is not. He's a very good point. I mean, he's telling that money is not the only thing. Actually, he's talking about happiness. Happiness is something beyond money, by the way. There are many rich people who are not happy in their life. They are maybe. There is something as well. Yeah, so something like, let's say I know many millionaires or billionaires. Sometimes they are not happy in the relationships. So there are multiple ways to do that. But who can define very specific? I think.
Sir,
Who is
I
there?
have different view. Yeah, Prashant.
Bolo.
Yeah, I have a different view on this. Because we have a topic is educated people might not create abundance wealth. Uh, for this topic specifically, it is telling it is related to the wealth only. Wealth means related to money. They are not able to create abundance means maximum money to make themselves rich person. So wealth may be in different view. Wealth may be for different people, different view is there. Like if someone is want to be success in they want to create good personal life, or they want to create health and wealth is good health also. So different people have different aim in life. So for them it is okay, but different. But for this topic, when we are talking about this topic, this is only related to money. What I think,
Okay,
how
I
to
think
because money can bought everything for us success also.
okay. Anybody else? Last point, so before I summarize what is we're talking about.
Jagan,
Here. Anybody else?
Shunetra here.
Bolo.
What I would consider wealth is something that it is money and something, money and beyond. So what I would like to say is something that can be created even when we are not working. So that is something that I would like to call the wealth.
That's a valid point. So
Okay, I have.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. So let me tell you what is actually you're talking about. 1 second. Huh? Yeah. See, there are financial freedom. Money is not the only thing. Let me tell you one example. Let's say you become, for example, you take up some consulting assignments. I'll give an example. Let's say you take a lot of freelancing projects, and these freelancing projects give you 2 lakhs per month. Okay. That means you have to work for around 18 hours per day, working for those freelance projects. Then you don't need a job actually. 2 lakh rupees per month is a very good money, and there's obviously you have a decent life, and you maybe 18 hours per day you have to work, or 15 hours, whatever it is. Now think of it, you have the time to work when you want, okay? But does it make you free? You get
No,
my point, right? You have money and you have flexibility, but does it make you free?
no.
Yes?
Obviously not.
No, correct? Because as long as I'm working for money, I'm not free. So what I mean to say here, this context is that you do not have to worry about money, how the money is coming. So you're financially independent. If you know financial freedom, financial independence, so that is what he's talking about. Okay, so for example, if I want to be free, let's for example, that means if I'm working for 8 hours in a job and I'm drawing certain amount of salary and my family is running on this salary, that means tomorrow if I stop working, can my family run? Not exactly, right? So I have to create a source of income which is not dependent on my effort and where the income can be automated. So that is a wealth he's talking about. Okay, financial independence. The book is all about that. A Rich Dad Poor Dad, in fact, is all about building assets, asset-based income. Okay, so I hope we all something other than money is all about that only. You have money, time, security, and all kind of things. I hope
There
this
is
clear.
there is one point I'll just make before.
Yes.
Yeah, Niranjan here. Another thing is, till now, if we see from our, the day we started our education from the lower grade, then we started to end of school, then college and all. So we have been told that, okay, you study well, you will get a better job. Okay. So now what I mean by wealth and why this topic actually can be very vital is, see, apart from money, money is there actually, because without money you cannot have anything actually. But apart from that, what we are living for our next generation is the mindset. Okay, so what I understand by wealth also is money plus the mindset that we are living as a legacy for our next generation, that they
Correct.
also can think the similar way.
Definitely, definitely. Why not? Mindset is always required. You should have infinite mindset, let me tell you. We'll
Yes.
discuss more about that, obviously. So let's come to the point now, otherwise we'll digress from the topic itself. So we are talking about financial independence, we are talking about creating something which will work without us and all these things. Now think of it. From childhood days, our mindset was all about what? Getting a job, settling down. I mean, that is what we have been taught. My parents taught me, you have to get a job, otherwise I'll send you for farming. और जंग क्या बोलते हैं खेती करने के लिए भेज देंगे ठीक है my father told me that thing that we have a lot of खेती land is there so if you don't study and get a job what will happen तुम्हें खेती करना पड़ेगा, तो डर के पढ़ाई किया हमने. I think many of us have the same challenge, right? We did not study because we were inspired. We studied because we are desperate.
That is not true.
Yes.
Stop.
Mine is
Some of you might be really inspired, I don't know. I mean, there's some different cases are there, but I talk about myself, I belong to a middle class family, and in fact, I'm a lower middle class family. So my father was obviously struggled a lot for his studies, and he got a job. And from childhood days, the mindset was all about survival. How can we somehow get a job somehow? And that is not a big job I'm talking about. I'm talking about a very any job for that matter. Even a teacher job, primary teacher job also could have been accepted. But some jobs should be there, because if you don't have a job, then you don't have anything to you don't have to stand. You don't stand anywhere in the planet. So obviously the mindset was all about what, getting a job. Then obviously that's what happened. I studied and got into higher studies. I did my MTech and all from IIT. It's all because of association, meeting many people who told me that getting to IIT is good. So got a job in good company. So then what happens now? You now little ahead of your generation. I mean, many people are, your parents are expectation as somehow getting a job. You now little exceeded. I think many of you in this forum who are working in good companies and senior roles or whatever it is, definitely you have met your parents' expectation. Correct or not? And your family expectation, your society, you are kind of accepted in the society right now. Nobody can say you are a failure. They will say definitely you are successful, you have achieved your goal, and you are moving in the right direction. So we are kind of reached that situation, that stage where we feel happy about certain things. Obviously, we're sad for many things as well. But there's certain amount of happiness is there. And sometimes that happiness always stops us to going forward, right? To go to next level. That is where people talk about mid-career crisis or whatever it is. So we'll discuss what are those things, what are those 5 reasons that we are not able to move on to next level. Obviously, we are right now accepted by society as being successful, as being somebody who is working good company, this is drawing a good salary, staying in a great city, and having everything, basic avenues, whatever required. But there are certain things still are required for us to go to the next level. Okay, because the question is always what next. So let's talk about the first point, that is the fear. Anybody wants to talk about fear? How the fear part is something which is not allowing us to move forward?
Yeah, Nishant here.
Nishant.
Able to hear me, Jagan?
Yes, I can hear you. Very well.
Hi, for new folks, I am Nishant. I'm working for the healthcare company for last 19 years. So nice to see all of you here. Thank you for the opportunity. So yeah, I was hearing from my friends about the wealth part and the fear factor. Yeah, so like Jagan mentioned, since childhood, most of us, maybe there are some exceptions, but generally I've seen most of us have lived in the fear that there are only 2-3 options, at least in India, which we see. There is a saying that we should not run behind money, we should run behind passion. But actually, because of the fear factor, most of us have run behind money in one way or the other. The reason I can say is, like Jagan pointed out, from childhood, there was saying, "Padhoge likhoge to banoge nawab, kheloge kudoge to banoge kharab." So this is something which was like enforced as a middle class in our head, and what happens is, like, because of that, we see that there is a fear factor of accumulating and not losing. So what I have accumulated, I should not lose. So we become risk aversive, right? We want to play safe. We don't want to take that next step where we can actually reach to the peak level or cross something where actually it's much more satisfactory than where we stand today, because we feel that what we are holding, we should not leave. But actually, if you are holding and you're not ready to leave, then how you can hold other things? So the fear of losing money is something which is not allowing us to move forward, and we become very safe. We become we are like I said, we don't take risks, and then also we get frustrated because our life becomes very monotonous. We have this FDs, we have this set of friends, and we have this we have a lot of excuses. So one of the book I was reading, suggested by our book club mentors, it was where there's a disease called excusitis. So we have all excuses for why we cannot take it to next level. So the fear of losing is something which is actually impacting in terms of wealth creation.
Correct.
Thanks, Jagan. Yeah.
Very good point. I think this is something, what Nissan told is something fear of letting go what you have, right? Because see, all of us have obviously have a good life, as I said, but at the same time, nobody has that kind of backup, We don't have that crores of rupees where you can put in a business or start some real estate thing or some stock market thing. And we expect that things will have, even if it doesn't work, I can still survive. That option is not there because we're still to some extent, depending on our savings. And when your savings are not there, nobody else can be, comfortable, right? So that is why the fear of letting it, the risk, taking the risk is always difficult. Anybody else want to talk?
Yeah, myself, Swadhin.
What kind of fear? You talk about the fear what we have, right? You don't talk about somebody else's fear because that will make more sense.
Yeah, I want to talk. Jagan, this is Swadhin here.
Yes, Swadhin.
So fear is, as we are discussing wealth, for the getting wealth, one of the factors is fear, right?
Well, it's not very audible here. I don't know. I'm the only one who is not able to hear, or somebody else facing the problem.
Are you able to hear me now?
A little better.
Yeah. Now it's better, right?
Yes.
So fear, from my personal experience, what I would say, from our childhood, we all are from middle class families. So we don't know, as a person, I don't know what is my interest. And we are in a fear. It's not only our fear, our family fear also towards our life. They will put a fear like, you have to do this, you have to study well, and you have to get a job. So during that, whatever the pressure they will put on us, right? So blindly we go with that. We don't know what we like or what is our interest. All those things we don't explore because they don't give that scope to us. And we'll rush into that and we'll do the job because this is the fear. We have fear on them because they are forcing on us. You have to get a job. Otherwise, what we'll do? And they have a fear that if we will not study, something will happen. So they have one kind of fear. We have another kind of. With this fear, we are living. So what will happen? Let's say, for my example, I'm doing a job, but I'm not that great at my job. But I'm doing my job and I'm getting a decent salary. But that doesn't mean that with that salary, I will earn wealth like anything. It is just like I'm getting and I'm surviving at my day to day. So these things are happening because of fear. It's not only individual fear, it is our environment, like family fear and my personal fear. This fear is the biggest factor. Because of that, we are not understanding what we are capable of and what we can do. All those things are stopping us. So because of this fear, those who will overcome this fear, they will say, "No, let's see. I wanted to try this, and if it gets well, let's see." I mean, we have to overcome that fear. If we are not overcome that fear, then definitely will not gain that wealth what we are expecting to achieve.
Definitely. I think that's a valid point. What he's talking about, having a fear is something which is blocking our next level growth. Anybody else has something to add before we go to the next point?
Yes. If
Yeah.
I'm allowed, I can.
You're the first timer, right?
Yes.
And your face for the first time.
Yeah, right. I am first timer to this forum. So I would like to thank you all for giving me this opportunity, and the most thanks to Niranjan Das. So he had just told about this forum and I really interested. And so let me introduce. My name is Manmat and I am basically native from Odisha. And here in Bangalore, I have been for past 10 years around. I'm into this corporate, as I guess most of the people would be. So this forum really, it is out of box, whatever we are doing for the last, like after passing out from our university or something, that our only aim is to get a job. So now this forum, I find that it is something different and I liked it. Now the point is fear, and the today topic of discussion, the 5 reasons why educated people cannot create the abundance. So yes, this is one of the most important point, fear. And I can say for my experience or my understanding perspective, fear is like in very local language, log kya kahenge, that is I understand. This is the 90% thing whenever I am stopping to do something, because of my mind, in the back of mind, it reacts, log kya kahenge. So it comes in every prospect, like what other will think if I'll do this. If this point I remove, then I can do anything. And this is quietly related to this like the educated. So what education we have got till now, or what education I have got till now, that is from my surroundings. I have learned whatever education I am getting, that I can only get a good job. In terms of good job, no one has teach me that when I can create something apart from the job also. The job means I am working for someone else. That is the very understanding which my parents did not teach me, which my university did not teach me, which my teachers they did not teach me also. They told only our society, if I'll say our education system, they are teaching us once you will get good mark, once you will educate, then you can get a good job. So after that, my mindset, like my brother told earlier, that from childhood, I have been trained like that. So what others will think about me? So even I am also belongs to a lower middle class family, and I have raised myself to reach and afford myself in Bangalore with the help of a job. So now the fear is, if I will take a decision, the very important thing is to take a decision. And if I am going to take any decision, only the factor is stopping me is fear. What my wife will tell, what my father will tell, what my relatives will tell, and what my surroundings, my friend will tell. If that does not happen, then today I will take a decision. I will leave my job and I will go to my village, and whatever I have learned, I can teach my village people, and I really can do something better. But still, that fear is within me. That is the really good
And
point.
definitely, I think that I see the kind of excitement you are bringing in. Definitely, I know you have a lot of things to do in life. You are that the
Yeah,
fear is something
yes.
stopping you, stopping everybody. In fact, the fear, what fear we have. I think what Nishant also told about what you have so far is some success. See, we have all of us started ground zero. Ground zero is where all of us were fighting. Kuch to karna hai, kuch to karna hai. Said kind of struggle part. From struggle, we came to a success level, right? Now this is somewhere we are right now. This hand, right? The next level is significant or something else, creating an impact. So the question is, if I go there, what if it doesn't happen? What if I fall down to here? Getting a point, right? Have you heard of many entrepreneurs who started something but they lost all the money? I mean, they can, because you read the news, right? 95% of companies fail. So when you read this news and you failure is something you're scared about, it's all because of so far childhood days, every told, you cannot fail, you cannot fail, you cannot fail. So that fear factor is something is because of all our failure. I hope that is what we all agree upon as well. So we move on to the next point. The fear is something which also is stopping us for growth.
One thing, sir. I
Yes.
have to add something. Just my friend said me. I'm Ashish from Delhi. When you started the something, and every time family and pressure you, if you will not become anything, so log kya kahenge? What society will?
Correct, correct. That is what even he told.
That is also we can think that is also is a positive thing for you, that some students and some in a starting view, someone is thinking that what will do, they they have a fear, so what society will say, and they will become a successful person for that reason also. That is a good
Definitely.
example. Yeah, that good example also in my some friend circle. They started they are only playing the something cricket and something there, and for the fear of society, now he's become a as a successful now he's a banking sector. He's a manager. So that is also a positive thing, not a or anytime we can say that is negative. Okay. And second thing is about a fear. There are we can say everyone wants to go to heaven, but no one
All
but
of
no
right.
one wants to die. Okay. So that is the thing. Everyone have a most people dream of being a rich man, and but are terrified to of losing money, so they never get to heaven. So that is the thing. We have to take a high risk, high profit. Okay, we do not fear about that. And one thing that how can we invest the money? Some person is fear that invested the money. Okay, there are my senior, my boss. He is also chartered accountant. He always say me, there are four types of money. Okay, something is the expenditure money in our household, And second is we are saving the money in LIC, RD, PPF, any way. And third is liquidity money. And fourth, we have to save. That is unused money. That is 10%. We have to invest in share market and mutual fund many way. Okay. So that 10% we have to take in every month, and every month we have to invest. Like like for employee person, they are getting an increment in every year. Okay. So in every year, if you get every year that money, you have to invest in share market. So you have increase your investing money, and you can save your money, and also for that money after 10 years you can invest in some businesses if you want to do, if you have a dream, and if you want to go.
Good. I think good point what Ashish talked about. Great, guys. So move to the next point, which is cynicism. So how many knows what is cynicism all about? Cynicism is all about doubt, self-doubt. Okay. And self-doubt is something we are, see, all of us have some doubt about certain things, right? So I have doubt about certain things in my life, and I have a fear about certain, and they're somehow interconnected. The cynicism is actually the input to the fear. That means if I have a doubt about certain things, I will have a fear. Now think of it, if I want to start something, for example, anything for that matter, what is the fear I have? What if it doesn't work, right? Or maybe the doubt can have, if it's a good idea, why not somebody else has done it? I have heard from many people. I mean, I was talking to somebody some days back, and he was telling that I wanted to plan something like Big Basket or something like, what is that? Grofers, right? Grofers. But, I was trying to do it, but somebody else did it. The question is, that is what always lingering in your mind, right? What is that? The self-doubt is something is always there in our brain. What if it doesn't work? Why somebody else has not done it? And that is something I think all of us have the doubt about ourselves, doubt about what will happen if what if doesn't work, and many things. So anybody wants to talk about cynicism?
Yeah, Nishant again.
Yes, Nishant.
I think cynicism has a lot to do with the association we have around, the kind of people we live with. For example, in last half an hour here, we are talking how much cynicism we have felt. To me, it's zero, and it's all positive hormone. Cynicism is one of the poison. I would say it's a poison to which dents our confidence level. Somebody is very talented. Say, for example, my kid, I have a daughter and son, and they are very talented in certain field. In fact, as parent also, sometimes we are very sarcastic. मैंने बोला था ना तुमसे नहीं होगा, ऐसे करोगी तो यही होगा. I mean, cynicism and sarcasm, I call it, is at every level. People are always there to pull you down, and it's a shame. And it really dents your confidence. Even though you have a talent, sometimes we say that the attitude and aptitude, what mattered more is attitude more than aptitude. The line which I had read in Think and Grow Rich was that how you think about your intelligence is more important than how intelligent you are. And that's a very impactful line. And sometimes how you think about your intelligence is actually impacted by your surrounding, in which if there is a cynicism coming in, that isse to nahi hoga, ye to hamesha se duffer tha, duffer hi rahega. See, that guy has gone into IIT, and what you have done in your life. I mean, that's it, gone, right? Maybe 5 years it will take to come out till some role model or Jagan or Bijoy kind of guy comes and tells that, you know what, you can do it. So for me, it's one of the biggest detrimental factor as far as the wealth creation is concerned. Thanks, Jagan.
Correct. I think very valid point. I mean, that's I mean, it's all about association, right? So what you learned so far in your childhood days somehow impacting your future, and sometimes it impacts your present mind also. If you want to start something or wealth or something. Anybody else is there want to talk? Some first timer, or maybe you are not.
Hello.
You will talk. Yes.
Yeah, Devan. Hi all. I am Devashish Kumar Jena. So what I just could relate the cynicism with fear. Like the first thing is what people will think, and the second thing is what they are thinking, and is it going, like if I'm tuning the same thing into my brain, then it creates the cynicism. मतलब अगर मेरे को कुछ नेगेटिव बोल दिया और मैं कर सकता हूँ, अगर कर सकता हूँ और नेगेटिव बोल दिया, तो आई डाउट इट कि नहीं ये होगा कि नहीं होगा. लाइक couple of backup days I was thinking, like मैं अपने दोस्तों, I talked to my friends, and some of the people, they got into MBA colleges, they got nice salary, and right now when I am starting my business, and I'm thinking, like after 5 years down the line, will I be able to match with them, or the amount of salary they are getting, or the amount of the money they will be having with them, will I be able to make it or not? Or and this what comes with the surrounding, the peer pressure, and what are the negativities with that is surrounded around us. So this is what I could find in cynicism. Thank you, Jagan. Thank you.
Very nice, very nice. Anybody else? First time who never talked so much?
Hi, Jagan. This is Soumya here.
Soumya,
I would like to share. Yeah, hi. Hi.
yes, Soumya.
Can everyone see me? Yeah, hi everyone. This is Soumya Prakash Rath from Bhubaneswar. I'm an IT engineer as well as a fitness trainer over here. So, as a blockage in sense of cynicism, I would like to say that most people, like they tend to be in such a manner that they do not have the proper direction in which they will be going on. Okay, if they do not have the proper direction, they develop a kind of a sense, kind of a thought process in their brain itself that, okay, this direction is something I'm a little bit ambiguous about. Let's go towards it. Later on, we might find something else. I mean, or something else can happen. Whether it will be the good direction for me or not, they sometimes, self-pity themselves. They kind of, from their own thought process itself, they try to push themselves down. That's one thing that actually even drives, I would say, it's something that happens from the, from their, the way they have been nurtured.
Yes.
That's something happened.
So I think that's pretty much, yes.
Yes.
Good point, Soumya. I think what Soumya is talking about the right point, and when Nishant and I think Devas also talking about it. Here, this is cynicism is coming all around the association what you have. The kind of nurturing, the kind of people around you who actually pull you down. For example, I'll tell you, there was a time when 2006, when I was in Samsung. That point of time, Flipkart also started. Okay, and Flipkart was a startup that point of time, and I think Myntra also started around that time. And some of us, I mean, we are a bunch of people who are from different IITs and NITs all together. We are sitting at this table, right? And it's very difficult, some point of time when we discuss about these things. The Flipkart has started as a startup and e-commerce. It was a very new thing in 2006. Okay, I mean, it was not quite. Amazon was not yet come to India. Flipkart just started. Myntra was starting up, and all these companies were not popular as they are right now. So some of us actually decided, who were working in Samsung, they decided that why don't you join this company and try out things. And that point of time, what happened? I was thinking, why to go and join a startup? We're already in MNC, with a mobile company, big company, we can settle down here. And that happened because in childhood days, we have been trained, you settle with a bigger thing always. Do not take risk. Do not try out new things. Stay where you are. In fact, my father retired in the same company after working for 30 years. So for me, changing my first job, getting to a startup was definitely a no-no, because I have been trained from childhood days to settle down. Do not try things. So obviously the people who join early, Flipkart and all, they grow to a bigger level. They got some stock options, they got different things. So I'll give you something, a personal example, because this is something I remember, and some of my friends also, they started their own, by the way. So they work for a few years in Flipkart, they started their own company. So it's all because of association again, because I was with a group of people. Some of them wanted to play safe, some of them want to move to next level. But my kind of grooming I had from childhood days, I always had the fear. What if this company doesn't work? What if e-commerce doesn't boom in India? Why to leave such a big organization and go to a smaller one? So I think all of us have some kind of fear, and that has been impacting us. I hope that also summarizes the discussion. Next point, we'll talk about laziness. I think laziness, you can talk many things actually. So who want to talk about laziness? I have favorite thing to talk.
Hi, Shunetra here.
Okay. After eating
So,
I'll also feel lazy. Yes.
so what I would like to say is that laziness can also be synonymous with complacency. It so happens that we get used to whatever we are in. Stay in a comfort level, and that's why we don't want to walk into unknown territory. And that's the reason we take it as an excuse and we show we are busy, but possibly we are lazy. And instead, we don't get into any other way, or we don't get into any other venture. Rather than we stay in whatever we are comfortable in, whatever we are complacent with. So we might say that our time's up, we are tied up, but we don't look into the time management, or we don't look into how we can figure out new things. So that's what I can say about laziness.
Great. So complacency is something coming up because of that we are laziness. Complacency is all about the comfort zone as well. Some of the interlinked. Anybody else want to add something on top of what he told?
Yeah, Jagan, Niranjan here.
Niranjan.
Yeah. What I would say is laziness comes. The most important thing what I understand is there is no sense of urgency.
Mm-hmm.
So until we have that sense of urgency, that
your voice is going away, Niranjan.
Yeah, is it clear now?
Yes.
Okay, so unless we have the sense of urgency and we try to see that future which we are not expecting, then we cannot come out of this comfort zone, and this laziness will be anyway there. Even though we have that thought, we cannot do anything. I'll just give you a small background. Maybe if I go back to 2 years, 2 years back, one of my friends actually was asking, so do you have a plan actually? What do you think actually about post job, or whatever you might be thinking to have a passive income? So I used to say that I will have a pakoda shop and chai shop with that Odisha flavor, which I'll make it big. Okay, so he said actually that is a great idea, but that idea never actually came into, it never got translated. Okay, it never got transformed actually to reality. So that means I didn't have that sense of urgency where I could actually have translated to a reality. So the sense of urgency, what I think is the main culprit that I have, or many people will have that.
Definitely. I think yes. If anybody else want to talk.
Yeah, I have 2 points quickly, Jagan, Nishant. Yeah. So for me, the laziness is also about how we have been brought up since childhood. So, for example, we have been always hearing कि एक बार नौकरी मिल गई तो वारे न्यारे हो गए. Okay, so we, of course, look at now you have to compare that moment. Look at the zeal and rigor we had for that. Okay, till we get the job, how we were, how was our energy level. We are not thinking about this confidence, missing this and that. But the moment you got that pinnacle of glory, which your parents or in your middle class or in your, probably an excuse also which comes is that मेरे जैसा कोई नहीं है मेरे खानदान में, मैं यहाँ तक पहुँच गया, बहुत बड़ी बात. And then after that you don't want, and then that's it. After that your mind goes into that comfort zone. So that's one thing. So that's also that's where the laziness creeps in, because that what you got, what you were told, you achieved it. Second thing is, important thing is that we have talent, like Niranjan mentioned, pakoda shop with Odisha flavor. Someday I would like to have that without onion garlic. I don't eat that, but I would like to have yours, man. But but I think we are all looking for some role model or some mentor to come and take us out from that ocean and see that, and then once somebody tells us something and gives us the confidence, then we will start, and till then it's an excuse कि यार मेरे को तो मिला नहीं तो डर है. That's also a sort of laziness. For example, you won't believe that I am very good at mimicking. I can mimic anybody on the earth, be it the actors, be it anybody. Now you can associate me with the acting, right? But I've been also the topper in the school. There's a confusion that which one to pick, but sometimes I feel that this was one area where also I could have vested in part of drama and all, but I never took it to next level. I'm trying to do different things, but the point is that I was waiting ki koi to aayega jo mere ko batayega, you know, you have it in you, kind of a thing. That's also a laziness that I waited, and so yeah, as I see that's also two type of laziness I see, Jagan.
This is a good point. See, I can tell you something, my experience, childhood days, right? 1 second. I don't know I'm spotlighted or not. Okay. So from the childhood days, the mindset was like this. From what I learned from my parents, that the business people are the wrong people. Okay. What I mean by that is, because see what happens now, you compare your parents with others also. When you're little bit grown up, initially you find your parents are the god and goddess of the world. When little grown up, maybe after 7-8 years old, 10 years old, you start comparing. Your father has a bike, somebody else has a car, somebody else is running something else. They are rich people. They don't bother about things. Their children are having good dress, good school, and everything. You start comparing. The comparison comes little early, I think. I think everybody has. In fact, nowadays children are comparing quite early. Now, what happens when I used to tell my papa that, Papa, why that guy is wearing this nice shirt and all these things, and why he has a bicycle? I don't have a bicycle as well. So my father used to tell, they are business people, and they have the black money. Okay. So what happened? The wealth creation is all about what? It's all about doing some business, doing something else apart, not just the job, right? So there is some negativity was around doing a business. So the perception from childhood days, I just knew one thing, that doing business means looting somebody, cheating somebody, and making money in the wrong ways, and that is not quite right. That means we should not think about a business. We should think about a job. A job is white money. You pay tax to the government. There's no black money. There's nothing wrong. So nobody will catch you. But there are a lot of examples when my father told that, that guy was doing this, doing that, and he got caught. He was in jail for so many days. So there's some fear around doing a business. So this is a different, I don't know how many have faced this problem, but from childhood days, I had this kind of training. I have been trained to do a job, nothing beyond it. And that's the reason why when there's some opportunity came in the early days of my career to start something else. So I had the same fear, which I just it rang in my mind that, okay, my father told me not to do anything else because those are the wrong things. So some point of time, we settle down for the ordinary because we have the fear of early trainings, whatever we learn from our parents. And that is why, even if lesser money is okay. Let's not think about more money. Let's not think about wealth. Let's settle with what we have. Because more income, more wealth means more tension. That means I might have to cheat somebody. I might have to do something which will stretch me. So that laziness comes not only because of, I think mostly because of the comfort zone. That's one thing. More than that, it comes because we do not want to get to a zone where I have to take a risk and I have to prove my early trainings as wrong. I hope I'm making sense.
Jagan, I think a quick one there, one line. So you said that businessman, black people who have black money. So the brutal fact is that all the servicemen are serving businessmen only in the end. If you look at the top of the pyramid.
I know all this tax, flexible benefits and all these things. I know. This is something.
Can I say a few things?
We'll come to the next point. Maybe we can contribute there. Who is there? Who was talking? Niranjan or Manmat? We'll talk on the next point. Maybe that time we'll take your point. Bad habits.
Sorry?
So who want to talk about bad habits which will stop us from creating wealth?
I think I should start with this.
Talk about some of the bad habits what you have. Yes. Who was talking?
Nishant.
Nissan. Oh, Nissan. That one more Nissan. Okay. Nissan can't go. Yes, Nissan. You can see you. Looks like the lockdown look is really different, huh?
Not getting chance to get my hair and beard cut.
I don't have that tension at all. Okay.
So if it can be like, if there is an Olympics or there's Oscar for having bad habits and being lazy, then I think I'll receive that award every year.
Okay.
So bad habits, I'll give you with my experience. When I started with a job with whatever pay it was, so I never knew that I have never been a saver or investor back then. So with bad habit, because of the bad habits, I could never save money. First thing is discipline. If you have bad habits, you do not have good habits, you're out of discipline and you're bound to fail. That is like the mantra of failing. If you want to fail, then don't follow any discipline. So you have to follow that discipline to have good habits. If you do not have, then you'll lose
So
money,
what is a bad habit
relationship,
you had?
everything. Sorry?
What is a bad habit you had?
I think the first thing most of us would have done is after getting a job, you might have got a credit card or something like that, or buy gifts and everything. That is good. That is good. I'm not saying you should not give your loved ones, but what I'm saying is you can plan for it. To achieve means financial independence. Like I was reading a book called. I've also talked about it about this book with Jagan, that a millionaire next door. So
Yes.
so the thing is, who would you call a wealthy person? We should not tell a person is poor or rich or wealthy. It should be something like prodigious accumulator of wealth or under accumulator of wealth. If your current pay, whatever your CTC is, multiplied by 25, multiplied by your age divided by 10. So that is the number. If you have, then you're wealthy and you can sustain for 10 or 12 years. I learned about all these things like 2-3 years back. Till then, I'm trying to get that habit in.
Okay.
So if you are not following a plan, then you're bound to fail, and that is where your bad habits help you a lot. I think.
Good point. Good point. I mean, Nishant, I like the point what you said. Anybody else to talk about his bad points?
Yes, Manmat here.
Who is there? Manmat.
Yeah. So yeah, bad habit, actually it's a common point for everyone, because at some point of time I have taken so many times decision that I'll do these good things like going to a gym, making good health, or reading some books or something what I understood that it is good for me. But I understand that bad habit, it is because of my mindset, and it comes from that procrastination, that I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it tomorrow. So those kind of bad habits, it will actually like it is focus will go for my good habits. So whatever my bad habits will keep on increasing, so that I cannot focus whatever I have good habit also, that will also go away. Like example, after doing this job, like brother, he told the example of taking credit cards and all. So this is kind of a one kind of till I can say it's a good habit. It is bad habit for someone, and it's a good habit for someone. Spending as much as spending if you'll do, because if there is a source of earning. So sometimes I need to think what is the bad habit and what is the good habit. I need to understand that. So sometimes this bad habit, like I told, like spending or something, like I need to do in case of going to some any decision I'm taking, what is something it is realizing me in terms of good or bad, that understanding I should have. So that is
Yes,
my
that's a good
understanding.
point. So I can tell you 2 points which is very important at this context. Okay. So one context is procrastination. Okay. Procrastination means what? I delay things. For example, I'll tell you anything for that matter, any decision in my life, many times I delay. For example, I always had a tendency to delay things, and this keep on happening, and sometimes it's important, but we do not take it seriously. It becomes urgent some point of time. It can be anything for that matter. Like just look at your day-to-day activity, and procrastination starts from small things. Okay. For example, my wife tells me to buy something. Let's say atta is over. I have to order it online. She likes me to do the order, and I forgot to do that. Procrastinated. Then what happened? Next day, don't have chapati. It can be anything. That may be a smaller level. On a bigger level, there's an opportunity for me. I'm knocking at my door, but I thinking is the right time to go for it or something else I should do. So that is why the procrastination can actually impact you on a bigger level. Okay, that's one thing. Second thing, I'm actually taking seriously about the concept of saving money. I know this is something obviously talk about financial freedom. At the same time, I can tell you this is a time when I figure out many of the things which you feel are necessities are not necessities. Okay. So I hope what I'm saying right now. There's a time when you're going through COVID, and obviously the things will be bad for some time, and you believe that saving money at least for 6 months to 1 year should be should be ingrained actually. If you're not, then probably this habit start thinking this way. that tomorrow if something happens, okay, it can be pay cut, it can be layoff, it can be anything. How many months you can survive without worrying about it? Okay, I guess we should have a plan to not to spend exorbitantly here and there, and save money. I could figure out that it's something learning I got. I could save a lot of money this last 2 months because of could not go out and all these things. So I used to do spending like a lot of things. But I guess all of us I also learned myself that this is a time when I understood very many things where I spend money are not actually the essentials. This I do because we just want to go out and try out something different and try to just get over things, right? So I guess this is something we can learn from this situation, that what is important, what is not important, and how to save a part of your money for the bad times when things can go wrong. So I think all of us can also do that. I think that will give a peace of mind as well, so that you will not be worried what will happen tomorrow. So I think that's also one of the many of the employees I know that who make good money and everything. Which when I was a bachelor, I used to spend money like crazy. I blew up all the money, here and there, going with the friends, eating out stuff. After marriage also, we saved to some extent, but again, that was not to the extent what I wanted to happen. But gradually, this COVID thing obviously taught us a lot of lessons, and we understood we can also live our life with the bare essentials. We have to cut down on many things, and that will help you in a bigger way, because the time you have some saving for 6 months to 1 year, that gives a peace of mind. You do not worry about what will happen tomorrow. I guess that also many of us can relate with what I'm saying. So bad habit also related, right? So, okay. So next point we'll talk about, it's the last point, and we'll talk about solution after that, because my goal is to finish these sessions in 1 hour, maximum 1 hour 15 minutes, so that we can be more productive. Arrogance. How many believe arrogance is also one of the bad habits? I mean, sorry, one of the reasons not to create wealth. Anybody wants to talk about arrogance? Anybody who has not talked so far?
Okay.
You have to give time, the chance to everybody. That's my idea.
Sure.
Who is there? I think Sasi has joined. Where is Sasi?
Yes, Jagannath. I just joined. Yeah.
Talk about arrogance.
So my take on arrogance is that while many leaders actually in their power or anything feel that they can do whatever they want, and that is very short-lived actually. But if you see the larger grand scheme of things, it's a very bad thing to have, and it will actually put a brake on your success, and hence it is very detrimental for you to create wealth for yourself. This is my take on it.
Good point. Sasi is hot and sweet. Anybody else want to talk?
Can I come in?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think arrogance. Sorry, should I? Okay. Yeah.
Nishant Kanun bola.
Yep, Nishant Kanun. Okay, the junior Nishant. Okay.
Man, I'm sounding old already. Okay.
No, I'm saying senior. In a college also, you can be senior. You could have been my senior, right? So yeah. So I don't think this. At how arrogance comes in. First question is there, like, why arrogance is a wealth destroyer? And see, wealth can be, as everybody said, it can be relationships also. So it will definitely hinder there. But when it comes to money, and I have, let's say, when you have money coming in from somewhere, if you're educated, you have a job and you have a source of income. I'm considering all these as precondition. So if you're getting a decent sum of money, then this decent sum of money won't make you arrogant. If you are arrogant, you are arrogant. This money will just amplify this thing. So if you're arrogant, you are going to make your ego will be huge. And when somebody hits that, you are going to spend some money for sure, and your wealth is going to be destroyed.
Good point. I agree with that, what he's telling. Anybody else?
Yeah, this is Sadi here.
Sorry.
So, for the arrogance, it's I mean, what I would say is, if you have wealth also, if you have arrogance, your relation with others will destroy, and slowly your wealth will also go down. So if you have arrogance, though you have wealth, it will go down, and if you don't have wealth also, you cannot build wealth, because of your arrogance you cannot achieve what you are supposed to do. So I feel arrogance should not be there.
Good. I think a good point. There's not much to talk on this point. This is quite day-to-day basis. In fact, many times has happened that sometimes you find that from customers. Sometimes you find from counterparts in your company, your seniors, your kind of managers. Sometimes they're arrogant, right? I think it's more about why arrogant. There's a saying, right? The hurting people hurt others. That means the people who are hurt from inside, say somebody has really done something bad to them, somebody has done something wrong to them, they're hurting from inside deeply. They will try to hurt others. That is what happens. So that is, I think, summarizes everything. So arrogance comes is because they are deeply hurt. Maybe people do, somebody has done something wrong to them, and somehow, childhood days, somebody might have scolded them, parents might have tortured them, and somehow that inside feeling is not good. Inside happiness is not there. So they feel that I have been tortured, I'm a victim so far. So the world is a bad place to live, and probably the arrogance comes from out of that. So I think that is what I can say.
Yeah, Jagannath sir, can I say on this something?
Who is there?
Prashant, yeah.
Prashant. Yes.
Yeah, so arrogance, if I tell, if someone is having arrogance nature, then that person is not in a situation to accept the thing. Some people are telling good thing also, because of that person is a arrogant set of mind. So he is not in a situation to accept the good thing also. In that place, they are end up in a situation and losing money or and losing relationship also. So this is what I feel.
All right, I think that summarizes everything, guys. We talked about the 5 reasons why people do not make wealth, and I'll tell you one thing: the educated people, somehow there's something around this education. I don't know. I mean, there's something around education. You talk about Bill Gates, you talk about Mark Zuckerberg, you talk about Andrew Carnegie. They are dropouts, school dropout, college dropout. They have built massive wealth, and when I talk about educated people, most of them probably end up being maximum CEOs. So creating massive wealth, creating abundance. I am not, I mean, quite rare. Obviously, education shouldn't be a bottleneck, but general norm is that somehow educated people have some limitations in the mind which doesn't allow them to create wealth. Anyways, let's talk about a solution part now, because we know problem right now, and we talk about a solution. So there is something about what Nissan also was telling some point of time about association. One example, let me explain it very simply. See, if I go to my office and we sit at my lunch table with another 5 colleagues who are also software project managers, the thing what we discuss, what are things we discuss, by the way? I think all of you can relate. First thing we discuss कि तेरा project कैसा चल रहा है, how the resources are working. We talk about resource, we talk about projects, we talk about new upcoming technology in automotive, we talk about self-driving cars. After all this done, next is what? Next we talk about school ka fee, right? How much is the school fee you are paying, and where your child is, which school is going, and how much you are paying, and school fees are increased. Then you talk about EMIs, then you talk about all this stuff. So my association is all around the people who are trying to survive. Understand this point. Now, what will happen after 30 minutes of lunch? When you go for a walk after the lunch, the discussion is all in my mind will be only having one thing. I need to survive, I need to survive, I need to survive. My salary should come this month, next month, next to next month. So I'm not thinking about creating wealth. I'm only thinking about survival. Getting a point? So now think in a different way. Let's say one time what happens, my company CEO, or maybe the founder of the company, he decides to have a lunch with me. And the discussion, what we'll be having, not about survival. Okay, we'll talk about what are new businesses are coming, and what are the companies they are planning to acquire, what are the merger acquisition plans are there, and what are the new ideas they are going to work, what are the patents. Now what will happen? My mind will think in a different direction. I will not think of survival. I am thinking, can I be part of this growth trajectory? I hope you're getting the point, right? So it's all about the association. It's all about the people I'm talking to. The challenge what happens is, if there's a saying, right? You are actually the average, your income is actually the average of the 5 people you associate with. That means my salary will be the average of 5 people I'm having lunch with or maybe associating with. That means my salary cannot be a salary of a, somebody like a CEO of a company. That is because my association is not with the CEOs. Now, what is the solution to that? The solution is simple. To create wealth, to create abundance, to create financial freedom. We talk about financial freedom, many of us. Can I associate with the people who are financially free? That's the question. Now, who are the people financially free? Let's talk about Bill Gates. Let's talk about Mark Zuckerberg. Let's talk about Narayana Murthy. Let's talk about anybody who is a, let's say, Sachin Bansal, whoever it is. Now, do you think they have interest to associate with me? Do I have any interest to? They have interest in train me? Not exactly, because I can learn a lot of things, but for them, it's a wastage of time because they will not get anything from me. Now, what I need to do is I need to find out a right association where people are also interested to teach me, they're interested to coach me and take me to next level. So there is a person, okay, his name is Vijay Kumar. I know how many of I don't know how many come as Wednesday. So Vijay is actually I passed out of IIT Madras. He's financially free for last 6 years. It's not on paper, by the way. It's also practically has done it. And this person, his focus is not about survival. His now focus is about creating impact in society. And he's talking about how to come out of the past and how to think about financial security, financial freedom, and create a life of abundance. Okay, because the time you are loaded with your past baggage, you cannot move forward. All of us have some past baggage. My past baggage was like what my parents told me, my family told me, right? That baggage I'm still carrying. That is why I'm not able to take to next level. The laziness, the cynicism, and everything, fear is all about my past. How can I move from this? Can I start from ground zero? Can I reboot my brain? Can I start from now a different person altogether? Can I format my brain and start fresh? So that's the question. And that's not easy, by the way, because the past always will be haunting you. And how to come out of the past? The best way is to associate with the people who are successful. And there is somebody like Vijay who is financially independent for last 6 years. And his sessions are all about creating abundance. The abundance, I'm not talking about money here only. Understand this point. Money is not the only thing. It's abundance of mindset, having an infinity mind, not thinking about a finite possibilities. What will happen tomorrow? Can I get a hike? My job will be there? That's not the thing I'm talking about. I'm talking about creating abundance life or creating impact in society. We're not thinking about survival. We're thinking about, can I give it back in a bigger way? Okay. So I hope some of you have, by the way, joined team session. Anybody wants to take 2-3 lines, what you learned from business session on Sundays? So with this, we can end, and some of you who are interested, you can join also. 1 or 2 people who have got benefit out of attending Sunday session. Who want to volunteer? Anybody can volunteer. If you don't volunteer, I'll take your name.
I'll go ahead if nobody is coming, because I don't want to come often.
Yeah, sometimes people think now, if I volunteer, what if others will not get a chance? That is again not abundance mindset. It's okay to volunteer, even if you talk multiple times, because you're giving it back again. Great,
Yeah.
Appreciate.
All right, good. So I think Vijay is a person who has actually practically done it, right? So a lot of us are talking a theory, and he has gone ahead and actually taken the risk and done it. And obviously, he has abundance of experience to share. What I feel is that everything starts with the inception. Everything starts with sowing the seed. When, say, for example, you're sowing the seed for a bamboo tree, you never know from that small seed, such a big bamboo tree will come out. And we can always say that, "Hey, wo chota seed dalne se kya hoga? Usme thodi itna bada tree." I cannot fathom that it will happen, but actually it happens. So coming to these sessions is important because it's like sowing seed. And sometimes till now we have been like those seeds who have been thrown on the rocks, and rock is not fertile, so where the seed will grow. But sessions like Vijay's, which happens on Sunday, and I have been attending for last 9 weeks now, or 10 weeks. Sessions like those are like a fertile land where if you sow the seed, definitely the tree will come out at some point. And but the game is that you have to continue with that. You should not look for great motivational, inspirational talk, which is also part of it, but it's his sessions make a lot of sense, and maybe it will remain and trigger in your mind as you take your decisions forward in your life. I started feeling that, and in this lockdown where there are a lot of chaos out there, attending his sessions, attending Jagan's sessions has actually helped to keep myself in positive frame of mind, and it has reflected in my work also. I'm not going to go big gun in terms of becoming entrepreneur or something, but having said that, step by step. So I would request all the folks who are in need to definitely attend that session. It's a 100 rupees session per week, and there is no harm in attending and finding out more. Thank you.
Great, Nishan. Just guys, I'll share my screen now just to have a look at what we're going to see tomorrow. Thanks, Nishan, for sharing. That was quite useful. So I hope, can you see my screen, guys?
Yes.
So I was stuck in the past. That's what I was telling you, right? All these 5 regions are all about past. Let me tell you, it's not about the present is a reflection of past. Somehow we are stuck in the past because of fear, because of bad habits, whatever it is. And 5 prayers to come out of the past. Tomorrow 3 p.m. And as Nishan told, this is cost 100 rupees. So some of you are really interested and you want to get benefit out of your life, get a fertile land for a seed to grow. I think this is the right place to be. I think many people have joined. We have 30, 40 people every time joining. And we have seen massive growth in their life. They definitely, this is obviously not a day, one-day activity. This has to happen so that you can see the good result. And some of you, by the way, one more event is tomorrow is there, which is for Mother's Day event. I just will quickly show you this. This I just wanted to tell you. So this event is all about the challenges of mothers in raising kids. So some of your spouse or mom who want to participate tomorrow 5:30 p.m. It's a Mother Day event where they can talk about what are challenges moms are facing. So obviously it's very useful. And yeah, these 2 things look at. Tomorrow 3 p.m. is definitely mandatory. And some of you whose spouse or moms are interested, they can join also 5:30 p.m. session. Okay. So this is what done, guys, and keep coming to the talk shows. By the way, our book club is on Wednesday. Next week we are, by the way, splitting our book club. It's a great news. Some of you can applaud for Sunetra and Pragya. They are splitting the book club and they will be having their own book club on Thursday actually. So their team will join the Thursday session and our team will do on the Wednesday session. So give a round of applause for Sunetra and Pragya. They are doing great. So the reason I'll tell you why we did like this is not that we do for the sake of doing, because we have 80, 90 people coming on the Wednesday sessions, and to be frank, to bring up next level of people who want to talk, it's not possible. 90 people in one session will be overwhelming. So better to split it up so that everybody gets an opportunity to talk. So that is what we decided, and we're going to make it happen. Calcutta and Tamil Nadu, 2 places. So we are going to, this session will happen actually obviously in June, but people will join from multiple cities and we'll definitely make it happen. With this, I'm done, guys. Signing off, and see you tomorrow at 3 p.m. in business session. Okay, thank you, guys. By the way, anybody new first time? I just forgot to introduce. Anybody first timers want to introduce? I think Manmat is there.
I'm first timer.
Yeah, sorry. I think this is something important. Yeah, first timers, please tell your name, who has invited you, and what you like today.
So shall I go now?
Yes, your name, who has invited you, and what you like today.
Yeah. So my name is Manmat, and I got invited by Niranjan Das. So today's session, it was really, I liked it, and there is huge learning from this session. I really liked all the points, and where I have been stuck in my life with working for last 10 years of in corporate. So where I'm stalking. So I liked all the points, and it's really helpful to me. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Manmat. You're great. You talked well today. Who else is there?
Jagan, still I will be still considered as a new entrant, or I'm already an old entrant?
Who is there?
There's Soumya here.
Soumya, you can, you are second time, no?
Yes.
You are not a fresher now. I think Nishan, solid talk. Okay,
Jagan bhai, this is my 5th session.
5th session. You are not a fresher now. Who else want to talk? Just introduce yourself. The name is okay. Just name, and I'm from.
Yeah, I'm Hari Krishna Sao, and Jagan bhai has invited me.
Great, nice, very nice. Who else is there? Okay, Nishan is asking how to join. Nishan, I'll talk to you separately on this topic. And by the way, Nishan also first time, I guess. Nishan,
yeah. For this session, it was first time, but for book club, I had joined earlier, like 2-3 times. My name is Nishant Kanungo. Basically, I'm from Odisha, currently working. I would say I'm a slave in Bangalore, and 32 years of experience in life. That's it.
Awesome. Very good, Nishant. Great. Okay, guys. I think anybody else first timer? I think there are a lot of customers are there, but somehow they're not want to introduce themselves. Great, no issues. Great, guys. I want to see you again tomorrow at 3 p.m. We'll be online on Zoom, Vijay session. 5 days how to come out of the past, right? See you again. Signing off. All the best and
Thank
happy
you.
weekend.
Thank you. Good night. Good night, all.